Is this good? Okay. Uh, all right, cool. What's going on, everybody in YouTube? Coscanino. I started doing this, doing a couple. I started doing interviews with artists and just finding ways to share some light on some of the folks that that I worked with before in the past. And I just thought, anyway, it would be a good idea to you know to also to do my own segment that I on YouTube also. So this is the first one. This is the first official one, and I'm gonna go live for the podcast also. Yes, what's going on? Good morning. It's a beautiful Saturday. Cos Canino over here. So, for those of you that are listening, also live on Facebook. So shout out to everybody that are tuning in on YouTube also. So I'm gonna be, I'll try to do some of this. I can't promise. I don't think I'll be able to do this very frequently, but at least as much as I can anyway. And sometimes also when I have guests, I will try to do some recordings with the guest also. Yes. So yes, again, Coscanino, Under the Rock Entertainment, UDI Media. Yeah, I think it's only right that at least I talk about myself a little bit for those of you that don't know me very well anyway. So yes, I was born in Nigeria and I grew up in London. When I was young, my family moved. They moved to the UK, so I grew up in London. Did my high school over there, and also my the university, all that good stuff. Met a lot of great people. Like I think that's how everything started for me. In fact, even the old entertainment stuff, it started. Everything started in the UK. In fact, I was part of a music group, well, two music group actually, when I was in the UK. The first one, we called ourselves the Rhyme Records, and it was five of us, my friends, Emeke, Omena, Makida, and also Jason. We called ourselves the Rhyme Records, and it was five of us, you know, guys and the female that complete the whole process. So it was just a beautiful experience. You know what I mean? It was a beautiful experience, and shout out to Omena and Makida. May their souls continue to rest in perfect peace. We lost both of them last year. We lost them last year to cancer. Shout out to them, man. But when I think about it, it's such a beautiful experience for me having that opportunity to, to spend, that I was able to spend so much time with them. I remember all those days we spent in the studio, like recording. We would go to the studio and sometimes I sleep there, record overnight, and several times just like brainstorming, trying to come out with the record and different ideas and concept and stuff like that. And there's a bunch of videos also that's available. I'm gonna try to find a way and upload some of these videos too. But yeah, great experience. We did so many talent shows back then. It was all about the talent shows. We did a lot of talent shows in throughout the UK, like not just London. We traveled around the Midlands and stuff like that. And then also we started doing gigs. People would book us to come and do different events, and it was like high demand and stuff like that. So the experience was just beautiful. But I think for me, for the most part, just learning so much about those guys, man. I think it shaped my life, and it's a huge part of what made me, into the person that I am today. My love and appreciation for music. I think that has a lot to do with it. You know, it has so much to do with it, and just yeah, shout out to Amena, man, Emeke, Makita, Jason, Peretta, so some great time with those guys. But yeah, I mean, eventually we got signed to East West Records, met Buster Rhyme, and I remember there was a poster that came out that Little Kim did. We had, one of those. I think we had like the first one before it was even released, and that poster is crazy. Like it was one of those posts that even like young girls, artists up until today, they still trying to imitate, because Kim, I think she went all out for that poster, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so that was dope. Yeah. Also, yes, Rhyme Records, and that's what it's all about. And after that, after, in fact, why we had the group Rhyme Records, I had a bunch of friends also, like a lot of my very very close friends, family, that also they were into music, and it was always a thing for me that, damn, that okay, I have this group here, we're sort of doing something slightly different, but then I have a whole gang of clique, friends, crew, whatever you want to call them, and then so we decided to form a different group called the Rugged Clique. So I had the group, I had the Rhyme Records group, and then also the Rugged Clique. So Rhyme Record was like, yeah, you can go out, come see us with the family and all that good stuff, and we had some dope lyrics, all that, very very creative and very talented. But with the Rugged Clique, it was really rugged. It was really rugged. I mean, we would like literally wear fatigues all the time, and go out to shows, and people know like, yo, this are the rough guys. They're coming out there. Keep a lookout for these guys. And stuff like that. But at the same time, it was like so much talent. Shout out to Magnum. Shout out to Shaolin, Dark Angel, of course, Charlie, my boy Ayola. I think his name was Sniper, the Sniper, or something like that. In terms of his artist name, you know what I mean. So he was like, it's just a bunch of guys wilding out in real life and on the record also. You know what I mean? It's like great experience. I remember like we went to one. There's like this guy, I forgot his name, back in the South London back then. He used to do this open mic session. So, we went out there. I remember the moment we walked into the door, the guy that was on the mic that we didn't even know, he was like, oh shit, the Rugged Clique are in the building. And we just looked at ourselves like, what the hell? Like, so it's like we had developed some sort of reputation, and then we got on the mic and went all out, and everything was dope. Everybody loved it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just crazy. But yeah, man, those are great memories. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, I thought that it would be important, to sort of to to talk to talk about these things, and really, and talk about myself more, because I think most people that knows me nowadays just knows me as somebody that promote music, that promotes events and stuff like that. But I started off in music myself as an artist, and I think that's why that's where my passion, that's where it came from. That's why I'm so much. That's why I'm so into this. That's why for me, it's just it's an absolute blessing to be able to do this. So when I like nowadays, when I'm working on a production, or any event, or I'm sitting with an artist and we're just vibing, we're just talking about their music and stuff like that, it's a blessing to me, and it's a privilege. I feel like this is part of my contribution to the entertainment. You know what I mean? And it's funny because like back then, like while I was with the Rhyme Records, I'm talking about like like 90, 95, 96, 97. Back then, like Afrobeat music wasn't really big. So even though we were in the UK, it really wasn't happening in terms of Afro beats. It was, when we hear like Afrobeat, we just really just say, oh yeah, it's something that they do in Nigeria or back in Africa. We didn't really think, oh, it's something that we can do also like in the UK and stuff like that. But not to like around the late '90s, I started hearing like more people in the UK, like, especially those that have been traveling, going to Nigeria, like they started mixing their music with what was going on back home. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of what we were doing, it was definitely like hip hop music. It was more like hip hop and R&B fusion with the UK sound, pretty much. I think that's what we were really into. But yeah. So, fast forward to 2000 and I think 2001. Yeah, 2001. I moved to New York. And I remember moving to New York, and then anyway, let me rewind that story a little bit, right? So like I remember like when I was in college or so, I came to visit my uncle in New York, and he lived in Brooklyn, and I just fell in love with everything, man. The lights, the guys on the corner, the music, the old man, rapping there, or everybody just doing their thing. I just loved the experience. It was beautiful for me, and you know what I mean. And when I got back, I told my mother, I was like, that I want to move. I want to move to the States. I want to move to New York. And then she told me that that yes, I can, but I had to I have to finish my degree first. And she also mentioned that how she had a concern that America seems to be violent. That a lot of things, a lot of their movies and things that I see about the United States is so much violent in there. And I was like, Mom, it's not. It's just just like the UK. It's no different, you know. Because for me, when I thought about the United States, the only thing I ever think about is the music. It's the hip hop music, like the music that I love so much, you know. And then I never really, even though rap music, there were a lot of it aspect of it that promoted violence. I did not see it that way. I saw it more as these are guys rapping and talking about their own like personal experience and stuff like that. That's the way that I see it. That's how I was able to connect to it, you know. But yeah, that's that really. And then yeah, so I came unfortunately the same year I came to the state. It was when 9/11 happened. And my mother was like, she was quick to say, see, I told you, that place is violent, you know what I mean? But coming to New York, I just, from the get-go, I loved the experience, you know what I mean? It was just a great experience for me altogether, like, just being able to vibe with everybody. And, I felt like also I became more African in the US than I was in the UK, because I feel like everybody's is so divided in the United States. Like you have different communities. Like you have the Spanish community, Cuban or whatever. Like, and then the Africans. Even with the Africans, you have the Ghanaians, the Nigerians, the Liberians. Everybody was separated because it's so big. Meanwhile, in the UK, it wasn't that many of us. So it's like, oh yeah, so every single one of us, we're just like, yo, we're black, yeah, we're African, but we like British, we're African, British Africans or whatever you want to call it. So, the division wasn't that much. Yeah, these guys, yeah, they're Africans, you know what I mean? But out here, you're like, yo, I'm not just African. I'm like, yo, I'm Nigerian. I'm not just Nigerian. I'm Yoruba. I'm not just African. I'm Nigerian. I'm not just African. I'm not just Nigerian. I'm Igbo. I'm Hausa. I'm this. So I think that really happened. It was like a culture shock for me in New York. I'm just like, what difference does it make? And I remember meeting some guys back then. They be like, yo, you know, they were not speaking to me, except that, you know, I can speak to them in Igbo or I can speak to them in Yoruba. And you just seem like, what the hell? Like, this is some kind of bullshit, like, really, you know. You know, but I thought that was interesting anyway, you know. But yeah, you know, so New York, I love it, you know what I mean? And then I remember like that very early stage, you know, at that very early stage also, you know, I yeah, I was going to a lot of parties because, you know, that's why I came to New York. I wanted to experience, you know, the circle, what was happening. You know, I was to go to this club in on 14th Street. I think it was called Club Nails. And then I used to go to Club Cheetah. If you heard one of Jay-Z record, he talked about it, like Club Cheetah and stuff like that. And then I used to go to the Tunnel with Fun Flex. Also, that was like one of the, if you like into hip hop music, the Tunnel was one of the, you know, the hottest venues you could go because it's guaranteed artists that you know, that you're hearing the music, they were gonna be there. It was guaranteed because there was just nowhere else to go. Like they were gonna be there. You know, it's Fun Master Flex. It's the biggest hip hop DJ. You know, he was doing this, the Tunnel every week, and somebody was always bound to be there, either performing or just, you know, being on the mic, vibing or hyping people up. You know what I mean? So it was just a beautiful experience altogether, you know. So yeah, so I think just like yeah, just growing up, man, you know, the whole music thing has always been a part of me, you know, very been a part of me, you know. I think even like while I was in Nigeria, some of the very early memories of my father, I remember him like, you know, playing like your Bob Marley records and Jimi Hendrix and stuff like that. We had this very old school like player. I remember the few times that he was around. I remember him, you know, playing, you know, some good music. But I think that the biggest influence for me, the biggest influence, it came from the local guys, the local artists that were singing. You know what I mean? Because I lived at this stage. I was, you know, I was staying with my uncle, and he was working like 3 shifts. May so rest in peace. He passed very long time ago. Also, you know, yeah, he was doing like different. He was doing shift. So sometimes, you know, he would be working in the morning. You know, when he's on the early shift, he would be doing like maybe like 5 a.m. to like, you know, 11 a.m. or so, and you know, and then the afternoon you would leave around 2. Then you wouldn't come back until like 10 p.m. or at night. And then when it's on the night shift, it would go all night, like from like 8 p.m. to the following day. So whenever it was on the night shift, I didn't sleep. You know, every time it was on the night shift, I would go out and then just go and watch these local artists that were performing. And it was just like fascinating to me always. You know, I would go with my friends and, you know, stay there right on the corner, just be watching them like, wow, you know, it was, you know, I love the whole experience. Excuse me. Okay. I thought I was gonna sneeze, I didn't. Anyway, so yeah, I love the whole experience. It was just beautiful. Like, you know, these young guys, you know, they will have their drummers, they will have like you know, like crew members that are singing behind them, and you know, sometimes people will come out there and spray money to them and stuff like that. So the whole experience was always like so fascinating to me, and you know, it's something that I wanted to be a part of. You know, I wanted to be a part of it so much, but so I would follow these guys. You know, they would go from like, say like borough to borough. Like they may go, say, from the equivalent of, say, like Brooklyn to Manhattan or to the Bronx, and I would go with them. You know, I would go with them to a point where a lot of them started knowing me. Also, they'd be like, "Yo, you know, Showboy, come with us." You know, then you know, I would go with them and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool. You know, so I think, yeah, all my life when I think about it, like music music has always been a part of it because, and even now, like, when I'm happy, I'll find the music for it. When I'm down, I'll find the music for it, to snap me out of everything. You know what I mean? So yeah. So yes, but shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I'm kind of, yes, through my platform UDI Media, I've done a lot of we've done a lot of recordings, like interviews and stuff like that, for YouTube, and a lot of it, you will see on this channel here also. But now I think it's important that, I want to be, I want to spend more time doing my own. So, like, shout out to everybody listening, either on the podcast, or those of you that are tuning in on UDIRadio.com, or through the UDI Radio app. If you don't have it, if you're listening on the radio, definitely you want to download the app. It's a better experience, for you to listen as opposed to, going in via the website and stuff like that. And at the same time, shout out to everybody, that's gonna be, that's watching this, on YouTube. Yeah, link me up. My Twitter is Coscanino, Coscanino, and my Instagram is the same, Coscanino, Coscanino. So yeah, hook me up. I'm gonna be, I'll be doing some more recordings, and I'll be posting it out there, so you can get to know more about me, and then we can have some fun. I think once I'm able to relax properly, then we can have all kinds of different conversations and talk more about these things. Okay, but check out, I did an interview yesterday with a young guy. His name is Sam Cool. You can check him out on Instagram at SamCool723. Yeah, Sam as SAMKUL, and the number 773. Very, very talented guy. You got some good music. Yeah, some good music. So definitely check that out. But yes, that's what it's all about. I'm about to sign off, and I'll be back again soon. I sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger there, right? I'll be back, But yeah, so I'll be back again soon. Doing some good stuff. We're gonna have a lot of conversations, and then yes, we'll take it from there. That's what it's all about. Cause how do you do this? And